She stood barefoot on the cold pavement, her small hand trembling as she reached toward him. And when their eyes met, Chong saw it. The crescent moon birthmark behind her left ear. The same one Sandra had. The same one he'd kissed 1,000 times in another life. The rain hit Seoul's Gangnam district like bullets, sharp, relentless, merciless. Inside the Black Lotus nightclub, Chong sat motionless in his private booth, a glass of whiskey untouched before him. His men stood at a distance, shadows in expensive suits. No one dared approach unless summoned. He was 34 but looked older. 7 years of blood, deals, and silence did that to a man. "Boss, the shipment from Busan arrived clean," his lieutenant whispered. Chong didn't respond. His gaze stayed fixed on nothing, because nothing was all he felt anymore. Across the city, beneath a highway overpass, Carmen huddled under a cardboard box that barely kept the rain out. Her clothes were 3 sizes too big, donated from a shelter that kicked her out after she stole bread. She was 7 years old and had been on the streets for 11 months. Her mother's face was fading from memory now, just a feeling. Warm hands, a song in a language Carmen didn't understand. And then the hospital, the beeping, the silence. Carmen traced the crescent moon birthmark behind her left ear, the one her mother said made her special. "You're marked by the moon, baby girl," Sandra used to whisper. "That means you're magic." Magic didn't feel real anymore. Thunder cracked overhead. Carmen curled tighter, her stomach growling. Tomorrow she'd try the church on 5th Street. They sometimes gave food on Thursdays. Yeah, she closed her eyes and let the rain sing her to sleep. Miles away, Chong's phone buzzed. A message. "Street cleanup tomorrow, Myeongdong District. Homeless encampment removal." He deleted it without reading further. He'd stopped caring about anything that didn't bleed money or power. Have you ever lost someone so deeply that you became someone else entirely? Drop a comment below. Chong didn't usually handle street operations. That was beneath him. But his lieutenant was in Busan, and the city officials needed someone with authority to oversee the Myeongdong sweep. So he went. The morning was gray, cold. Police barricades lined the street as workers dismantled tents and cardboard shelters. Homeless families scattered like startled birds, clutching trash bags of belongings. Chong stood near his black Mercedes, hands in his coat pockets, watching with dead eyes. Then he saw her. A small girl, no more than 7, trying to drag a soaked blanket twice her size. She stumbled, fell hard on her knees. No one helped. She didn't cry. Something about her stillness made him look closer. She stood slowly, turned, and their eyes locked. For a moment, the world stopped. She started walking toward him, not running, just walking, like she'd been searching for him her whole short life. "Mister?" Her voice cracked, small and tired. Chong's jaw tightened. "Go away." But she didn't. She stepped closer, rain dripping from her tangled hair. Her eyes, God, those eyes were Sandra's eyes. The same deep brown that used to look at him like he was something more than a monster. "Please, do you have food?" He should have walked away. He should have gotten in his car and never looked back. But then she tucked her hair behind her left ear, and he saw it. The birthmark. Crescent moon-shaped, exactly where Sandra's had been. Chong's breath stopped. His hands started shaking. The world tilted. "Where?" His voice came out broken. "Where did you get that?" Carmen touched her ear, confused. "Get what?" "The mark. Behind your ear." She shrugged. "I was born with it. My mama had one too." Chong's knees almost buckled. "Your mother's name?" "Sandra," Carmen whispered. "But she's gone. She died when I was 6. The ground disappeared beneath him. Sandra? His Sandra? The woman he'd loved in secret, the American nurse who'd stitched his wounds and stolen his heart 8 years ago. The woman he'd abandoned when his family threatened war if he chose her over the organization. The woman he thought had left Korea. Well, the woman who'd been here all along, raising his daughter, alone. Chong stepped back like she'd burnt him. "You're lying." Carmen's face crumpled. "I'm not. Your mother wasn't Korean. She couldn't have." He stopped, his mind racing. Sandra had left him 7 years ago after he'd chosen his empire over her. She'd been pregnant. He'd known. And he'd let her go anyway. His chest felt like it was caving in. "Go," he said, his voice sharp as broken glass. "Leave, now." Carmen's lips trembled. She'd learned not to cry, but this hurt worse than hunger. "I just wanted food." One of Chong's men approached. "Boss, should I—" "No." Chong's hand shot up. "Don't touch her." He pulled out his wallet, yanked out bills without counting, and shoved them toward Carmen. "Take this. Go to the shelter on 8th. Tell them someone sent you." Carmen stared at the money, more than she'd ever seen, but didn't take it. "Why do you look scared?" she asked quietly. Chong's mask cracked. "I'm not scared. My mama used to say people get angry when they're scared of feeling something." Her words hit him like a blade between the ribs. He crouched down to her level, his hands shaking. Up close, she looked even more like Sandra. Same nose, same stubborn chin. Same way of looking at the world like it owed her nothing but she'd survive anyway. How did she die? His voice barely worked. Hospital said her heart gave out. Carmen's eyes dropped. But I think she just got too tired of being sad. Chong closed his eyes. Guilt crashed over him in waves. "The birthmark," he whispered. "Did she ever tell you what it meant?" Carmen nodded slowly. "She said it meant I came from love, even if that love couldn't stay." His heart shattered. Chong couldn't leave her there. He told himself it was temporary, just until he figured out what to do. Just until he confirmed what he already knew in his bones. He brought Carmen to one of his safe houses, a quiet apartment in Itaewon that his organization used for hiding assets. She sat on the leather couch, tiny and out of place, clutching the blanket she'd refused to abandon. "Are you going to hurt me?" she asked. "No." "Are you going to sell me?" His stomach turned. "No, never." She studied him with Sandra's eyes. "Then why am I here?" "Because you're mine," he wanted to say. "Because I failed your mother and I can't fail you too." Instead, he said, "Because you need to eat." He ordered jjajangmyeon, pizza, fried chicken, everything he could think of. When it arrived, Carmen stared at the food like it might disappear. "Eat," Chong said. She ate slowly at first, then faster, like she was afraid he'd change his mind. He watched her, his throat tight. When she finally stopped, she looked up. "What's your name?" "Chong." "That's a strong name." She wiped her mouth. "My mama knew someone named Chong once. She said he was complicated." His hands clenched. What else did she say? Carmen thought hard. She said he had a good heart but made bad choices. She said she hoped he found peace. Her voice dropped to a whisper. She said she forgave him. Chong turned away before she could see his face break. "You can stay here tonight," he managed. "Tomorrow we'll figure things out." "Okay." Carmen curled up on the couch, her eyes already closing. "Thank you, Mr. Chong." He stood there long after she fell asleep, watching this tiny miracle breathe. His daughter, Sandra's daughter, the life he'd thrown away. Chong didn't sleep. Instead, he made calls. By dawn, he had answers. Sandra Lee, American nurse, had worked at Seoul National Hospital 8 years ago. She'd left suddenly, no forwarding address. She'd given birth 7 months later at a free clinic in Gwangju. Single mother, no father listed. She'd died 11 months ago. Heart failure. Carmen had been placed in state care briefly, then vanished into the streets when the group home became too violent. Chong's hands shook as he read the medical reports. Sandra had been sick for years, a heart condition, treatable if you had money. She'd had nothing, because he'd given her nothing. When Carmen woke, she found him sitting across from her, his eyes red-rimmed. "Tell me about your mother," he said quietly. Carmen sat up, wary. "Why?" "Because I knew her, a long time ago." The girl's eyes widened. "You're him, the Chong." He nodded. Carmen's face twisted with confusion, then anger. "She cried about you, at night, when she thought I was sleeping." Her small hands balled into fists. "She said you chose money over us." "I did." The admission felt like swallowing glass. "Why?" "Because I was a coward." Chong's voice cracked. "Because I thought power mattered more than love. Because I was wrong about everything." Carmen stared at him. "She never stopped loving you. Even when she was dying, she said your name." Chong buried his face in his hands. "I had a picture," Carmen continued softly, "of you and her. She kept it in a locket, but I lost it when I was on the streets." "What did it look like?" "You were smiling. She said it was the only picture where you looked happy." Carmen's voice gentled. "She said I had your eyes." Chong looked up at her, really looked, and he saw it. His own dark eyes staring back at him from Sandra's face. "Carmen," he whispered, "I'm your father." The words hung in the air like smoke. "If you could go back and fix one mistake, would you? Tell us in the comments." Carmen didn't believe him at first. Then she did. Then she didn't know what to feel. "Fathers don't let their kids live on the streets," she said, her voice small and cutting. "You're right." Chong knelt before her. "I didn't know you existed, but that's not an excuse. I should have stayed. I should have fought for your mother. I should have been there." "She needed you." Tears finally came, hot and angry. "She worked 2 jobs and still couldn't pay for her medicine. She died because she couldn't afford to live." Each word was a nail in his heart. "I know." He reached out slowly, carefully. "And I can't fix that. I can't bring her back. But I'm here now, and if you'll let me, I want to be your father. Really be your father." Carmen stared at his outstretched hand. "What if you leave again?" "I won't." "What if you choose your work over me?" "I'll burn it all down first." She searched his face for lies and found only broken honesty. Slowly, she placed her small hand in his. Chong's breath hitched. He pulled her close, and for the first time in 7 years, he let himself cry. They stayed like that, 2 broken people holding on to each other like lifelines. Over the next few days, something fragile and precious grew between them. Chong taught Carmen Korean words. She taught him how to braid hair, badly. He bought her new clothes, books, toys, everything he'd missed giving her. She showed him how to smile again. One night, as he tucked her into bed, Carmen whispered, "Do you think Mama can see us?" "Yes," Chong said, his voice thick. "And I think she's happy." "I miss her." "Me too, sweetheart." "Me too." Carmen touched his face. "You look less scary when you're sad." He laughed, a real laugh. "Is that good?" "Yeah." She yawned. "It means you're real now." It lasted 5 beautiful days. Then Chong's world came for him. His uncle, the real head of the organization, arrived at the safe house with 6 armed men. He took one look at Carmen and sneered. "So the rumors are true. You've adopted a stray." Chong stepped in front of Carmen. "She's my daughter." "She's a liability." His uncle's eyes were cold. Half black, no documents, no legal ties to you. The organization will see her as weakness. Our enemies will use her against you. Then I'll leave the organization. The room went silent. His uncle laughed, sharp and cruel. You'd throw away your legacy, your power, for this? Yes. You're a fool, Chong. Just like you were with that American nurse. He leaned closer. We tolerated your little romance before. We won't tolerate this. Send the girl to an orphanage, or we'll handle it ourselves. Carmen grabbed Chong's hand, terrified. You won't touch her, Chong said, his voice deadly quiet. Then you're out, effective immediately, no protection, no resources. And when our enemies come for you, and they will, you'll have nothing to defend her with. His uncle turned to leave, then paused. You have 24 hours, choose wisely. When they left, Carmen pulled away from Chong. You should send me away, she whispered, tears streaming. I don't want you to lose everything because of me. Carmen, I'm used to being alone. I'll be okay. She was lying. They both knew it. I'm not sending you anywhere. But what if something happens to you because of me? What if they hurt you? Her voice rose, panicked. I can't lose another person. I can't. You won't. You don't know that. She was sobbing now. Everyone leaves. Everyone dies. Maybe I'm cursed. Maybe I'm the reason Mama died. Maybe I'm... Stop. Chong grabbed her shoulders gently. You are not cursed. You are a gift. The only good thing I've ever done in my life was loving your mother. And you're the proof that love mattered. But Carmen couldn't hear him through her fear. She ran to the bedroom and locked the door. Chong stood outside listening to her cry, his heart breaking all over again. Chong spent that night making preparations. He liquidated assets, called in favors, moved money to untraceable accounts. By sunrise, he'd built a new life in his mind. Him and Carmen, somewhere far from Seoul. Maybe America. Maybe somewhere Sandra had dreamed of. But when he went to Carmen's room, she was gone. Panic seized him. He found a note on the pillow in her careful handwriting. I don't want you to lose everything. I'll be okay on the streets. I know how to survive. Don't look for me. You're free now. Carmen. Chong's world imploded. Oh, he tore through the city. Every shelter, every underpass, every place a child might hide. His men, the ones still loyal, searched too. Hours passed. Nothing. He stood in the rain near Myeongdong, where he'd first seen her, and realized this was his punishment. Not losing his empire. Losing her. His phone rang, unknown number. Hello? Daddy? His knees buckled. Carmen, where are you? I'm at the church on 5th Street. Her voice was so small. I'm scared. I thought I could do it, but I can't. I don't want to be alone anymore. Stay there. I'm coming. Don't move. Are you mad at me? No, baby, never. Just stay there. He ran. When he burst through the church doors, Carmen was sitting in a pew, soaked and shivering. She looked up and her face crumpled with relief. Chong scooped her into his arms, holding her so tight she squeaked. I'm sorry, she sobbed into his shoulder. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. He pulled back to look at her. I should have told you, you're not something I'm choosing over my old life. You are my life, you're everything, and I will protect you. I will fight for you. I will die for you if I have to. Do you understand? Carmen nodded, tears streaming. Say it, Chong whispered. Say you believe me. I believe you. She threw her arms around his neck. I believe you, Daddy. The word broke him and healed him all at once. 3 months later, Carmen stood in the arrivals hall of LAX holding Chong's hand. He'd done it. He'd left everything, the organization, the empire, the life that had defined him for decades. He'd walked away from it all with nothing but his daughter and a promise to Sandra's memory. They'd started over in Los Angeles, where Sandra had been born. Chong used his legitimate investments to build a new life: a small security consulting firm, an apartment with a view, a school for Carmen where she thrived. At night, they visited Sandra's grave. Chong had her remains moved from Korea. He'd placed a headstone with both their names on it and a crescent moon carved at the top. "Do you think she's proud of us?" Carmen asked one evening, laying flowers. Chong looked at his daughter, healthy, happy, whole. "Yes," he said. "I think she's been waiting for this all along." Carmen touched the birthmark behind her ear, then touched Chong's hand. "Mama was right," she said softly. "This mark does mean I'm magic, because it brought you to me." Chong kissed her forehead. "No, sweetheart. You brought me back to life." As they walked away from the grave, hand in hand, the setting sun cast their shadows long behind them, a father and daughter bound by loss and love, starting a new story together. The crescent moon rose over the horizon, and somewhere Chong imagined Sandra smiling. Do you believe people can truly change? That love really does conquer all? Drop your thoughts below. We read every single comment.